Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to go over how to make money on a medium level Ironman / group Ironman account. First things first, I do want to mention these are in no specific order, so the first one's not going to be the best and the last one the worst in terms of GP per hour. This video is just going to highlight a few different methods you can use on a mid-level account to make some solid GP for your Ironman. First up, we have last man standing, and honestly I'm going to consider this one kind of an honorable mention. Technically, you can do LMS at 3 combat with no stats, but in order to access the store to make any GP whatsoever, you do need to have at least 40 hours playtime. And ultimately, that is the reason I didn't include it in the low-level moneymakers when the Group Ironman mode came out. But overall, LMS is some pretty decent GP an hour, especially if you're a solid PKer. Basically, you go through and play a Battle Royale style PvP game mode, and by getting a few kills and some high placings, you can earn yourself reward points that you would then use to purchase rune arrows from this store. Personally, I definitely took advantage of a little bit of LMS. I have 5 wins and a few points left over that I haven't spent just yet. But essentially, the entire method is just buying rune arrows and then selling them to a general store and or high-alking them for profit. With our honorable mention out of the way, the next money-making method we have on our list is crafting battlestaves. An Ironman moneymaker as old as time, but crafting battlestaves can not only be an effective way to make you money, but also a very good way of training crafting. And if you've progressed your account far enough to watch this video in order to find methods to make money, you know how valuable crafting is for any Ironman account. With that said, I did want to mention that out of all the methods in this video, this one might honestly have the most potential with the new Group Ironman mode. For example, in comparison to the traditional Ironman where you have to do everything yourself, in the new group atmosphere, one person could be responsible for getting the orbs, another could be responsible for charging them, and the final person could be responsible for buying the battle staffs, and or either obtaining them through other methods like eclectic implings. And then possibly even on top of that, say you have a 4th member who could be crafting nature runes, and you all could be doing this at the exact same time, resulting in some really solid crafting XP for whichever account you're going to feed, and a high GP return at the same time. Apart from that though, in order to craft the lowest battle staff, you will need at least 54 crafting, along with at least 56 magic in order to charge the water orbs. Moving down the list and going with another skilling option for this moneymaker. This time around though, we have Thieving ardougne, requiring at least 55 thieving, although higher is recommended. The higher the better in terms of your potential GP per hour. And if ardougne is ultimately the method you choose, there are a few other items you are definitely going to want to unlock before coming here. First up is the dodgy necklaces. Not too terribly difficult to get on any low-level Ironman account. They only require 1 silver bar along with 1 opal to make. But on top of the dodgy necklaces, you're also going to want to have full rogue equipment along with completing the medium tier of the Ardy Diaries. While none of these are requirements in order to still make some decent money thieving ardougne, they are highly recommended in order to give yourself the best chance to get the best GP and XP per hour. All these items definitely take some time to unlock, but if you are going to be spending a ton of hours here at ardougne just trying to stack up some GP, at the end of the day, it will save you a ton of time to just knock them out beforehand. And now moving on to our final med-level moneymaker we're going to include in this video, and that is Slayer. If you're like myself and skilling just isn't your thing and you would much rather not spend hours upon hours on end grinding to make money by making battle staves or spam clicking a knight, then Slayer is for you because it allows you to basically make money entirely through PVM. And while just doing Slayer and whatever task you get can be a reliable source of some decent GP, the methods we're referring to in this video are more so just camping specific monsters. And the monsters you're going to want to camp are unlocked between the levels of 70 and 77. And they are Kurask, Skeletal Wyverns, Gargoyles, and Brutal Black Dragons. And depending on how much money you need, when you need the money, what your Slayer level is now, and what combat style you prefer, any of these monsters are completely viable. And in addition to that, outside of pure cast drops and alchables, they have completely different drop tables. For example, killing Kurask will not only get you great GP, but it will also give you a solid amount of herbs, seeds, and secondaries. And then there's Skeletal Wyverns, which for every single kill drop you Wyvern Bones, which give equivalent XP to Dragon. You can either bury them or bank them, but overall Wyverns drop some really decent skilling supplies. You're talking 35 noted magic logs, 10 noted addy bars, 200 iron ore, or even a few different stacks of noted gems. And then there's Gargoyles, which honestly are probably a fan favorite AFK moneymaker, and we're even talking regardless of just Ironman accounts. But outside of GP and Alks, dropping myth bars, gold bars, steel bars, and even some gold ore. And then last but not least, we have Brutal Black Dragons, which out of all 4 of these different monsters, I would probably consider the worst in terms of just pure GP, but overall still incredibly solid. Brutal Black Dragons are probably the closest out of all of these monsters in terms of a bank, and they drop Dragon Bones and 2 Black Dragon Hide every single kill. In terms of getting bones to use on an altar, Brutal Blacks are probably the best option in terms of killing 2 birds with 1 stone for making money while getting prayer XP banked. But with that, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy or found it helpful, hit that like button down below. And if you're not already, subscribe to the channel and turn notifications on. Feel free to leave me any comments down below what you think of this video and or if there's any potential methods that I did leave out. But I hope you guys enjoyed and have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you in some future videos.